And welcome back, travelers, to Wormholes. There's nothing like forgetting that you're in charge of a show right after the show starts. I really hope that everybody saw that thing where I said, start it. Oh, wait, this is my job. Oh, my goodness. So we have developed a little bit of hype this week because we are tackling a sci-fi channel original that almost everybody who's commented on has said, oh, I forgot all about that one, but everybody seemed to watch it. And we are talking about an animated series. I burped a little bit, excuse me. An animated, I'm going to do it again. Hold on. Okay, there we go. This is a classy show. It is appropriate for what we're talking about because we are talking about the animated Sci-Fi Channel original movie from the original series from the early 2000s called Tripping the Rift. And if you have not seen this show and you are of our age, I'm just going to say, liar.
I forget how loud that is.
That is extremely loud. It's almost as loud as yelling with that word. All right, so let's. Oh, by the way, VHS Jace is here.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you should introduce the co-host and the guest host.
I'm Jason Roy Guest, and that is Captain Joe Dove. And way over there, VHS Jace, he's here for some reason, and so are we. But the reason is evident. Let me confess something straight up. Tripping the Rift was deeply, profoundly, and aggressively wrong in several orders of magnitude. And I watched every single second of this disgusting show. Every single glorious, disgusting second. I ate it like a raccoon discovering a discarded cheeseburger behind a casino. This was not a show. This was an episode of Special Victims Unit rendered in early 2000 CGI. The animation looked like a PlayStation 2 cutscene that forgot to load the textures. It was populated by characters who moved like marionettes controlled by a drunk puppeteer. Everybody was shiny, even the ones who had no business being shiny. Everyone was stiff. Everyone had that dead-eyed 1,000-yard stare like we saw in The Polar Express, which is a terrible movie, by the way. And I'm tired of everybody pretending it was good.
Isn't Tom Hanks in it?
Yes, Tom Hanks is in bad movies sometime. Have you seen Joe versus the Volcano? It's garbage.
How dare you?
Sacrilege.
It is quite easy, and I'm going to keep on going. This is turning into a Tom Hanks roast. Flash is not funny. It's basically like, let's watch this movie until the next nude scene. It was the Disney Channel.
Are you going to go through his entire IMDb?
Yeah, we're going to go through his entire IMDb. I don't even remember. Okay, Elvis. What the hell was Tom? What was Tom thinking? Okay, moving on. Tripping the Rift was not just raunchy. This show was rabid. The jokes were not walking the line. They crossed the line, set it on fire, and then dry humped it. Sexism, absolutely. Juvenile humor, absolutely. Consistent. Body jokes, anatomy jokes, jokes that felt like they were written by a 14-year-old who just discovered puberty in South Park in the same week. Yes, all of it. Proudly, loudly, without shame. And yet, admit it, you laughed. I laughed. We all laughed. You laughed and then immediately felt bad about it. Like the show had reached through the screen, made eye contact, and whispered, "You are complicit now in all of this." This show, the show was stupid. The ship was stupid. The plots were nonsense. The humor was lowbrow in ways that felt intentional because it was. It was like the writers knew exactly how trashy this was and leaned into it with both feet and a bong hit. There was a strange self-awareness bubbling under the surface as if the show was daring you to judge it while also begging you not to think too hard. So there we go. Tripping the Rift. And what is to say about it? It's a sci-fi parody series that starred Stephen Root as the voice of Captain Chode. First of all, that's your baseline right there. He is a sex-crazed maniac who has a sex bot who is somehow smarter than he is. He's got a nephew who is somehow a different species than he is. He's got a gay robot who looks just like C-3PO for some reason.
Yeah.
And then he has I don't even know what the other one was. She was a 3-breasted woman, like from Total Recall, but not.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, like Total Recall meets the cow from the milk bottle, and that is her. I tell you what, though, you cannot fault this show for a lack of imagination as far as character designs go, because they were certainly all over the place. But you guys have heard me talk enough. Let's our esteemed guest VHS Jace looks like he's about to pop like a pimple. So what do you have to say about tripping?
Well, my discovery of the show happened kind of accidentally and in a backdoor way, because this show didn't air on television here in Australia, but I knew of this concept via a VHS tape somebody lent me.
Oh, wow.
And what was on that VHS tape wasn't what exactly I was planning on, why I borrowed it. It was for another movie. But the pilot episode of this was on that tape. And
Was
at
it
the time...
Was it the pilot episode where, I can't remember her name, but the sex bot has glowing eyes?
Yes.
At that time, she was voiced by Terry Farrell.
Yeah, I was going to get into that, because they have an amazing cast of female voiceovers in this show, by the way. They really do.
They really do.
And so I found this episode, and it was, I reckon, at least 2 or 3 years before the animated show started. And I remember then just being so impressed at this concept. Because you've got to remember, it's still the late 90s, early 2000s. The idea of a computer-generated TV series was categorized in Beast Wars or Reboot, children's television animated series from the 90s. This was a full-blown adult comedy series that is obviously heavily influenced by Star Trek. And so obviously we have Star Wars references like Darth Bobo and that. And no, I was just like, thought this was kind of a revolutionary, fresh show for its time. And I remember falling instantly in love with it. And then finding out a couple of years after the show had finished that they'd actually made a full-blown 3-season series. And finally we got the release of DVD, I think.
And a movie.
2000s. Yeah. And the movie. There you go. But no, I think it's wonderfully smart. And Stephen Root, we all know he's a comedic genius, because people forget he was not only Milton in the great Office Space, but also the boss in News Radio. If you remember watching News Radio.
Oh, yeah.
He was
yeah.
amazing in that as well. So the guy has comedy chops. So he absolutely drives this. Yeah.
Bill from King of the Hill also, yes.
Yeah, King of the Hill.
And then the actresses we're talking about, you've got like voice like Carmen Electra, of course, Jenny McCarthy, and then Gina Gershon. So, but you know, your big, what would you say, the hot models for the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's as intellectual as my brain will take me to describe that. Absolutely wonderful. And Darth Bobo has to be one of my favorite villains on television. He really is hilarious every time he's screen. He is the one clown that I'm not terrified of. But he tries to terrify us, but I'm not terrified of him. Yeah. Great show. I love it.
I'm surprised I forgot this character's name. I just looked it up. The sex bot was, of course, named 6 of 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course she was. Of course she was.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
So they're not even trying to hide the references, are they?
No.
But that's the idea. It's a celebration of sci-fi television with an adult twist to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it strange how whenever they label something mature, it gets more immature? So weird.
Yeah.
Joe Dove, tell us your
Indeed. Well, when I first saw this, I was like, this is super bizarre. This guy's got the artistry, of the characters, how the animation worked during a time when we had Beast Wars from Transformers. I'm sorry, I'm going to reference a lot of animation to Transformers. It's my favorite thing in the world. But at the time when we had animation for Beast Wars, I thought, oh, don't you do that, Jason Roy Gaston, with your phone. Put that away.
Okay, fine.
Before I continue,
I don't have my phone.
keep your eyes on me, boy. No, just want to say really quick, good evening to Chris. Good evening to Karen McLeod. Good evening to Leticia. And then Karen said, streaming wise in the US, it's only available for rent or buy on Amazon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting.
It's free on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I watched it.
How I saw it. Yeah.
Thank you, Jason. So, yeah, so when I watched this, I was like, this is really bizarre. And I knew you were going to put me onto something weird because I said, you know what? Holly put us onto another episode of Supernatural. That'll be when we come back from our break. So I said, oh, let's let you.
We're doing another Supernatural.
Yes, Scooby Natural.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
So anyway, so when I watched this, I was like, these voices sound familiar. I thought the main guy was Jason Alexander. So I was like, oh wow, this is where Jason Alexander ended up after Seinfeld. And then I looked up.
I think he was doing Duckman at the time.
Yeah, he was doing Duckman, right?
Duckman,
so
then I was own epicness. In its
own. I actually really like Duckman. That was a fun show. And then I, of course, I jumped on the IMDb because I remember in the back of my head I got Jason Hat's VHS Jace going, you didn't do the right way with the way I wanted the Wormholes show to be. So if you don't know, he's our producer extraordinaire, and he makes all the.
Okay. You're gonna do a horribly offensive accent. You're gonna at least me a chance to justify. So yes, look, no, in conception, because I created the show.
Yeah.
In conception, the idea was to be when you would talk about an alternative show about Star Trek, there would be some sort of connection, whether it's the same writer or it was a cousin show or whatever. At the end of the day, that was just my idea. You guys are taking it in a fresh, interesting, all through the filter of Jason Gaston.
Yeah.
And so even though a lot of shows I'm like, I don't give a shit, this one I did. And that's why I politely and very subtly and very gently, may I say,
if you don't let me on this show, I'm going to stab you in the face.
I'm going to send a drop.
That's actually nicer than what I wrote, to be honest with you. Let's be honest.
I know, we had to keep it PG-13 here.
Yeah,
we can't say it. Yeah. No, this is great, and especially like things like this. This is why this show is great, is because you find this is a golden nugget.
Yeah,
that I honestly forgotten about, and it was video with Jason going, "Hey, I'm calling Joe at this point, but we're going to do this show, right?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I can't repeat what I said to myself because even I find myself offensive at times." So, but yeah, and I thought, no, I've got to talk about this because this is a really fresh, interesting show, and again, shocked that it got 3 seasons.
Shocked that I got 3 seasons. Shocked that I got 1 season because I'm surprised they didn't go. Whoa! Way too much going on because the first
isn't this one of those weird American cross Canadian productions?
Probably. It's kind of Canadian to me.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Canadians,
is it a bit bright?
Jamie J.
Hey, there you go. It's a bit bright there for you, Jace. Is it? Or is this?
Yeah, he's got
when you're to try to look cool. The sun shines on you 24 hours a day.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
Damon J is transported back to the CQ. Good to see you as well.
Yeah, it's very good to see you, sir.
Yeah. So, as I was saying,
you at all.
Well, sort of. His name. So right in the back of my head, I'm thinking, this is supposed to be like a connection to Star Trek, and then I looked up the cast, and obviously it wasn't Jason Alexander, and it was actually Stephen Root, and Stephen Root was actually in 2 episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which
he was.
I totally forgot about. He was Captain Kavada. So that's pretty cool.
There are other links, like they call their movement, their political side, the Confederation instead of the Federation.
Yes.
So they're not really trying that hard to go, this isn't clearly a Star Trek parody.
And of course, 6 of 9.
6 of 9 was the biggest one.
6 of 9, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, canonically, there really was a 6 of 9, if you think about it.
Yeah. Absolutely,
There's
the
your Star
one
Trek
before.
connection. Yeah, the sex bot
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Seven's sister or Hive Mate or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Totally wild ride, though, for sure.
let's see what the F is this.
What the is this?
So,
I can't even
bumpers are
remember
great.
making these things, hey. But I kind of do remember making them. I'm like, what was I thinking at that time?
I don't even remember.
This is my idea for this bumper.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we've seen, we have Stephen Root on this show, a man capable of delivering Shakespearean gravitas, voicing an obscene alien captain who looked like a rejected sex toy from Spencer's Gift. You had Carmen Electra, among others, lending her voice and persona to a character who was less of a character and more of a walking punchline wrapped in latex. Real people, real careers, lending legitimacy to something that did not have legitimacy at all. And that is, in my opinion, where the magic lives, because Tripping the Rift felt like it knew it was trash, but smart trash. The kind of show that winks at you while making the most immature joke imaginable. The kind of series that could only exist in that brief early 2000s window when CGI was new, standards were low, and everyone collectively agreed, let's see what happens if we do this. Would it fly today? My opinion, absolutely not. Maybe on Netflix, because we did have what was that show, Big Mouth, for a while.
Yeah.
But I really even think Big Mouth would be sophisticated compared to this one. But even though it is not remembered for being intellectual, it has carved out a bizarre niche in the history of animated sci-fi stupidity. I don't know what just happened to my dog.
Oh.
You okay, baby? Oh, she's like, oh my God, they're talking about Tripping the Rift. So this show is basically the animated equivalent, at least coming back to it. It's the animated equivalent of finding an old hard drive full of things that you forgot that you liked. It's horrifying, embarrassing, and weirdly nostalgic. It's a relic of a time when animation was completely reckless, networks were unhinged, and shame was something you experienced only after the credits rolled. And honestly, I miss that kind of chaos. I miss shows like this. I miss Tripping the Rift and Drawn Together and just shows that just wanted to be gross and stupid and just that was what they wallowed in. But yeah, it's 3 seasons on Sci-Fi Channel, an excellent voice cast, and in my opinion, funny despite itself. I love the characters. Tanuk, I thought was probably my favorite character just because she was just no nonsense and she looked tough. And every time she was on screen, I just giggled. I just thought she was funny. Oh, we also forgot the great Phil LaMarche was also in this show because he voiced the gay C-3PO. I can't remember the character's name because of course I don't. But yeah, I mean these Whip. No, that was the lizard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the
That's Rick Jones anyway, so never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Gus, that was his name.
Oh.
I'm thinking it's going to be like a bunch of letters and numbers. No, just Gus, because that's what you name a gay robot is Gus. I also like the fact, and I know some people will disagree with me whenever I say this, and I know I'm kind of jumping back to where we landed, but I liked the fact that this show was making fun of everybody equally, but never seemed to come off as mean. Because the people, like, for example, every time Chode made fun of Gus for being gay, it was just like, you're a sex pervert who is dumb, making fun of a gay guy who's cleaning your ship. And every time Gus made fun of Whip, it was like, you're making fun of him for not wanting to die. Meanwhile, you are literally hiding in a closet. Where do you guys get off? I liked that it was just equal opportunity. Dogpiling on everybody. Joe, you okay?
Yeah.
Are you getting sucked into the grid?
I was trying to make my light green so I could at least match the aesthetics of this, but it didn't work.
I'll tell you what
I'm colorblind. I have no idea what's back there.
I'll tell you what I was reminded of
about it. Are you getting sucked into the grid? Sounds like a line that would come from the show.
Yes. Yes.
We need a reboot.
Jace.
I was going to say, I was also reminded with this show when I was watching it too, is it reminded me of Married with Children vibe. With that lowbrow comedy sense, because they were the innovators of that, and it did feel very much of that kind of. It's about the joke. It's about the crude joke. It's not about. It's about being offensive about everything and anything for the cause of the joke, and that's what this show is as well. You're right. There is no meaningless. I think where this show strengthened itself over its period, though, was its getting to understand the physicality of its characters. Well, I felt early on, it's the fact they're even making a CGI show with this type of comedy is a miracle. But by halfway through season 2, season 3, their actual physical comedy in this show, you will notice they're really used to the characters' bodies and how everybody moves and how they can use that in the scene. So, it's pretty crazy. I was trying to look up to see how much this show cost to produce because even back then, this thing had to be expensive, right?
Well, CGI was more expensive back then because it wasn't
yeah.
as easy to do.
It wasn't as easy to do, and it takes a lot of time, right? I mean, this show from March 4th, 2004, all the way to December 13, 2007. And they produced 39 episodes over 13 episodes a year. That's at 20 minutes a piece. That's a lot of CGI.
Yeah,
that really
is. Yeah.
So it's it's pretty great, and yes, it's simplistic, and it's a product of its time, but I think it unlike some stuff that doesn't age well, this kind of doesn't age poorly, in my opinion. It remains exactly where it is in that era of time, and it's offensive, but I don't know. I didn't find it that offensive going back over these things again.
No,
I'm Australian, so we are designed to be offensive and not be offended.
I didn't really mind the series at all. Like I have a low bar for humor, and it could be gross and disgusting. I'm like, whatever, let's go.
That's all three of us, I think, Joe. A high bar here.
Despite me being a big church boy, but I really appreciated all of it because just going back into that time and how these sci-fi shows are getting greenlit and then getting removed at the same time, and this show managed to last longer than a lot of them, just was a great star on the pelt that is this show. So I had a lot of fun watching a show that I think maybe I've seen once or twice, but because the chick had 3 boobs, I might have turned it off because mom was walking in the room, like, So I don't remember. And then, ironically, I remember walking into my mom's room and her turning the TV off because she was watching. So it's all like good times and looking back. Karen McLeod, let's go some comments really quick. Stephen Root is great. Wasn't he in True Blood?
Yes, he was.
He was. I thought
that
so.
man's in everything. That's right, Stephen Root. Yeah, but he was in True Blood.
He was in True Blood. He was in
definitely better than Big Mouth.
Definitely better than Big Mouth.
I know that's an apple and oranges. That is an apples and oranges comparison, I believe. They both kind of did their same thing. I love both. I think they're both great.
Interesting. How does it compare to Sis from Karen McLeod?
I love Space Ghost.
I love those two, but it's an apples and oranges thing. It's like saying how does Star Trek compare to Days of Our Lives? It's like you love both.
Well, I will say this:
I don't love Days of Our Lives unless we're talking about the storyline where Marlena got possessed by Satan, because that was amazing.
I will say about those two shows, though, they are one joke concepts that they would manage to make last quite long. Because Celebrity Deathmatch is a one joke concept, right? Let's get 2 celebrities that you wouldn't think would fight, and let's put them in the ring and they fight. And Space Ghost is having Space Ghost a talk show host. And they're both singular gag shows, but managed to do it really well, where they were great shows and they were rewatchable.
And wasn't the late boxing judge on that, Judge Mills Lane.
Yes, Judge Mills Lane. He was, and
Oh, there
he
you go.
was.
There's a name.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
name I haven't heard in
yeah.
a long time. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. R.I.P. But yeah, Jason, continue. Oh, you're both named. I'm not the host. It's your show, man.
What the
Yes.
hell? What are you trying to do?
Right back to the host.
And let me tell you something. You don't give orders on my show. So, Jace, what were you saying?
I'd forgotten. Yeah. No, I had just talked about those.
This is what happens when we let Joe talk.
Hey, it's a good time when I talk. Everybody laughs.
Everybody
With
leaves.
me, at me, around me, whatever.
No, good fun.
Yeah,
Good fun. Good show.
yeah.
I mean, it's a time capsule. That's what it is. And you know what? It's a time capsule I rather enjoyed revisiting because, like a lot of you, I completely forgot this show existed as well. Because Joe said choose a series, and I literally Googled weird sci-fi series because I was looking for another Benji Zax and the Alien Prince, and then this one came up, and I was like, I remember that. That was a thing. And so here we are.
How dare
And,
you call Benji? Is that a weird show?
Did you watch that show?
Of course I did as a child.
They had that in Australia.
Yes, they had that in
Benji Zax and the Alien. That's wild.
But instead of calling him the Alien Prince, he was called the Alien C word.
Benji Zax and the Alien C word.
Is there any difference?
Not really, no, not with this kid.
No. He was a total C word.
Well, any final thoughts, gentlemen? Would you recommend Tripping the Rift to anybody today?
I would. I mean, just the look of the show and seeing the evolution of CGI cartoon shows. This was a little bit grittier than, I'm sorry, again, Transformers, Prime Wars or whatever. So Transformers.
I don't know how many adult focused jokes they had on that show, though.
No, they had none. But I'm just saying the CGI was very similar.
Wasn't Transformers the one who had the terrorist state called Carbamia?
Yes.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, that was.
Dear Lord.
Did you just clutch your pearls? He just said, "Dear Lord, dear Lord." Like,
no. I can't believe they did that.
But yeah, I mean, just for that nostalgic look alone, it was worth every minute. Because I remember owning a PS2 and watching the look of the square polygon as your highest resolution to a more softer, smooth animation, and that's kind of what the show reminded me of. It's the evolution of.
It's like Reboot. It's just a little bit better than Reboot.
Yeah. Big shout out to Vince Caruso, one of our great members of the Captain's Quadrant group, and who is always excited to join us in Trek Long Island when we do stupid Star Trek questions. Again, thanks to that, Jason. He said, "Oh, there was another virtual reality show like this that had a cast of monkeys, and I didn't watch that show, so it was very interesting to see all of this kind of hit those member berries, as you said."
I want to know about this monkey show. I want to know
what
more
the heck
about.
Are you talking? You can't just leave the name like that. The monkey show.
Well, I was hoping you guys would talk about other things so I could look it up and then like.
No, we're gonna stop the show dead until we get more information about the monkeys.
All right, so he goes. Our style kind of reminds me of Butt Ugly Martians. That's the name of the show.
Butt Ugly Martians.
Butt Ugly. I remember Butt Ugly Martians. I never watched it, but I do remember it. I remember right. They were Butt Ugly.
Rabbit hole. There's a little rabbit hole for you.
Yeah, I am going to upload that here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And instead of being yelled at, I was kind of hoping you guys.
Well, we were going to yell at you for something.
Yeah.
At
some point, it was going to happen.
No, we don't have time for whatever Joe's doing. So if you want to become a patron.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This is riveting, by the way. I'm so glad we stopped the show.
Yeah. This also reminds me why I rarely come on these shows anymore. Yeah.
It's another episode title for the boarded.
Oh, I totally remember those dudes. Yes.
Really?
Yes, I remember them.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah,
them.
I remember them too. They were indeed Butt Ugly. It's basically, oh my gosh, we've come up with these.
I never watched a full episode.
What do we call this show? Butt Ugly.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks Vince for that that fray. That was kind of funny. The other thing is like all the potty jokes and some of the setups for the stories. Like the one I watched is that's the aforementioned title of this one. The sex bot was connecting with her old sex bot friend, and there was a revolution. So she went off into that world, and the three-eyed main character was pissed off, and he was looking for another sex bot, but none quite fit the void like she did. And it was just like a weird setup for an episode.
Beautiful, romantic love story.
Like, what is going on?
Diminishing with your simple appraisal of Titanic wishes it was that episode.
Oh boy. So that was pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Well, I don't know about.
I don't think there's a lot of thought in these scripts. I think
no.
Yeah, it's all about how many jokes can we stuff into 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And afford to animate.
Jokes can we put in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
But times 6 of 9 naked. How many times can we do that in this episode?
Yeah. Or like put soap around the boobs so that we can do it.
Oh, you watched that one too, huh?
Yeah. Because I was going to mention the next thing was what do you call it? The little lizard guy like kind of fell in love with something and he kept trying to like get with it. So
yeah. Is this copy of our Patreons up to date? Can I play it? Okay. All right. So let's
no.
Oh, okay.
This is up to date. That's up to date.
Oh. Look at that QR code. I love it.
Yeah, we got a QR code, man. We're in the
It poked me in the head.
Oh, sorry. If you want to become a patron, you too can choose an episode of our Wormholes at the.
Oh my!
Yes, you get not only to choose an episode of our Wormholes by scanning that QR code, but you can also become one of the wonderful people that we adore and say hello to weekly on the show. I mean, none other than Holly Mac 79, Joanna Borg, Joe Saporito, Denise Hill, and Ames. Thank you to you all. And if you join at the second level, that's our Paragon level, you get a friendly hello from myself and Jason Roy Gaston.
I agreed to nothing.
Yes, we've done several of those. Very fun. I'm not going to say they're the most coherent, but they are a lot of fun. And we also get stickers.
And for me to read my manifesto.
You get wonderful stickers like Cosmic Space Mom. This one's foil. It's quite nice. And of course, we couldn't be remiss. I was kind of seeing if I had some of them lying around free and open, but I don't. But of course, the very famous "It's the Butt Bugs."
It always is,
which is a lot of fun.
When it's not, especially when it's not.
Yeah, we actually talked about we just had a great interview with Chris Myers, and we actually talked about that whole concept of the butt bugs. How you
talked about butt bugs without me?
Yeah, it happens every now and then because it was such a wonderful thing. It was like, yeah, for sure, the big bad. You're always wondering, it's the butt bugs, and it wasn't, but hilarious nonetheless.
That's funny. Nobody ever called them butt bugs until Lower Decks got it completely wrong.
Yeah,
they're butt bugs. I want to see an episode sometime set in the future where they actually do show up that, yes, we're here. The bluegills are back. Oh my God, it's the butt bugs. Why do people call us the butt bugs?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Not only because of
we're leaving.
Not only because of that, but like Doug Drexler, as you know, he was another guest that we had here on the Captain's Quadrant this year. But he's got a pin that is now the butt bug. So he has a butt bug pin that he's rocking nowadays.
I want one.
Yeah, me too.
Solid gold butt bug pin.
Yeah, maybe that's something we could do for the Captain's Quadrant next year.
Oh my. Okay, sure. Why not?
Okay.
Oh, so I guess that just about does it it not?
Yeah, I mean,
I got nothing more to add about this. I've spoken about it. I'm happy I got to watch it again, and that's all I got to say.
Very short episode this week.
Yeah, I don't know what more to say because I mean, like, it's to show that there's only there's not a lot of depth there.
Right.
There's not like, I'm sure in their own little universe they think it's deep in the mythology, but from as a casual viewer, it's just a fun little CGI comedy show. It was great. They got 3 seasons out of it. It was cool. You know what I mean? And maybe led the way for other shows later on, like Lower Decks, to feel brave enough to take that swing. So
yeah, Absolutely.
There you go.
They do say still waters run deep, so I guess this was very fast running water. But you know what? It was enjoyable fast running water. I'm happy that I watched it, and I'll tell you something else. I will probably watch more of it after we get off here because I just enjoyed it that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before we go,
Oh, drop that little
we
nugget
got
right at the
this
bottom.
big one. I just want to pop this one really quick. Karen says Captain Simon and the Space Monkey.
Simeon.
Simeon. Oh my God, Joe.
Even with the glasses, but yeah,
US
today was
public education.
so. Yeah, today was the last episode, the last day of filming for SNW. We are permanently wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Isn't that interesting? Do you remember a few months ago when I dropped that rumor at the time that they would cease production by Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Don't want to say I told you so.
You just did.
But I told you so, yeah.
Well, I mean, they still have the other season of
Of
Sorry,
what?
Production's wrapped on that too.
Yeah,
Is
they're
this the second
done.
season already?
Yeah.
The sets have already been torn down, Joe, and put into storage.
Whoa.
Apparently, they're going to reuse some of those sets for the Star Trek movie. That was part of
And then
the deal.
the one that we still know nothing about. That's probably not going to come out until 2028, right?
Yeah. That one.
If at all.
If at all.
No,
Damn.
but you got to think about it. Even though you go, it's not going to come out in 2028, they still have enough content to air to 2027.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
And
So
20
So
only
it's not
be-
even going to be like a less than a year break. It's not going to be anything massive by the time we get the new stuff now. So
It's not going to be like Doctor Who, which was like a 15-year.
I'd heard apparently they have released the first 6 episodes to some people to view.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually been getting a few positive reviews.
There we go.
Of
There we go.
Starfleet Academy.
Starfleet Academy, yeah.
Yeah, on Starfleet Academy, there's also been some negative reviews.
Yeah,
as
of
well.
course.
But, you know, at least they're not all negative reviews, right?
That's true. That's true. Good point.
That's true, yes.
Good point.
But
Uh,
look, I'm going in very open-minded. Very open-minded.
Yeah.
We'll see what it's like. But I feel like I'm going to want to punch all those kids.
6, 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go, yeah.
Oh my God. What if they have a board character called 6 of 7?
Oh, wow.
He just comes
That's
in and
it.
goes, hello, everyone. It's me, 6 of 7. And I'm
Oh, no, they're claiming.
No.
Whoa, Academy Films till February.
Oh,
claim.
well, our
Could
expert
be
has
wrong.
spoken, yes.
Yeah.
Never
So
mind.
expert has spoken.
In case you
Is
don't
it
know.
true, though, some of the sets have been torn down? That's what I'd like to know, because that's the reports we've been getting, that some of those sets had been torn down, which could still be the case, but they're just not using those sets. They're using other sets until February.
Remember, Deep Space Nine had a Defiant Engineering set that was torn down like 2 years before the show even stopped. So, I mean, you know,
Yeah,
possible.
you never know.
The engineering set suddenly stopped existing.
Oh, wow. Did they think it was going to get canceled or something?
No, it was just they just didn't. I guess they needed the space. They're like, we can do without this set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
maybe that's because it was the easiest set to rebuild because it was kind of just like a
Defiant's
panel.
engineering set was not that great. I'm just going to
Mhm.
be real with you. It was not that great.
Yeah.
It was a room with a big zappy ball in it. I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, let's get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this episode of Wormholes. Be sure to join us next time in 2026 when apparently we're looking at Scooby Natural, and I'm so excited.
Cool.
Yay.